Alright, I'm gonna show you how to do an alpha vein. This is not solo. My tribe mate over here, Mad Max and Zaha, have respectfully found this alpha node. As you see, it is an alpha node. There's 5 waves. They already did wave 1. We're in wave 2. And if you have Technox, what I like to do is R2 to lock it. And then I can see what wave we're on and how many enemies we have uh, on this node. So essentially, the way nodes work is you have a center node, which is what I'm tracking. It's the biggest one in the entire structure. And you have all these little nodes. Now if I unlock with my Technoc, you can see that all these little nodes have health and they take damage. As you can see, this one has taken damage because every wave has corrupted dinos. These dinos are going to damage these nodes and try to break them, giving you less and less element every one they break. So what I recommend, we're kind of being a little overkill, but I think you could do this solo. We got a Karcha from the Christmas event. Well, we didn't, someone else did, and we traded and cloned it, and now everyone in our tribe has a Karcha. The base stat was probably 2 something melee, because it's 50 points of melee, and that noise means we just completed a wave, so now we're on wave 3 of 5. Essentially, it's going to be roughly 50 enemies in a wave. I recommend having a hazmat suit on, because this negates wyvern fire damage, which is the biggest thing that will kill you. Does like 250 damage, 250 health per breath of fire if it does hit you. And if you have a hazmat suit, you completely negate this. So wyverns are going to be your biggest threat until you get, I think, further, when I think 1 trike can spawn. If not, I might be wrong on that. But you're going to have a whole bunch of these little dinos, like this Rex, for example, and they're all going to come in and try to break your nodes, and you just want to kill them, right? Now, sometimes they do get stuck, and you have to find them. But if there's 1 enemy remaining and you can't find them, don't worry. After about a minute and a half, it will auto-start the next wave, and you don't have to worry about that one, enemy blocking your entire run. Now, if you are in the unfortunate case where there are multiple, you can get kind of lucky. Is that another node? Or is that the same? No, that's another node. Oh, this is a beta node. Ah, see, someone's doing a beta node right next to us. That's kind of crazy. But essentially, you want to kill the corrupted creatures, complete all 5 waves, and then you can get to your element. Now, I recommend you use a mantis. I don't think you could tame mantis natively on this map. We were lucky enough to get one from the Christmas event, and so that's how we have a mantis, because I don't think you could tame them on this map. So we were very lucky to, in this Christmas event, to get a mantis, and we got a Ascendant pick blueprint from a drop. And so we put an Ascendant pick into the mantis, and what you want to do is don't destroy this main node first, right? Like I said, main node is the biggest one around. You're gonna want to actually destroy all these little nodes first. Sometimes they can be really small, like that little tiny one. That's an entire node. But you want to destroy all these outer nodes first, and in doing so, you maximize your reward. I believe there's 3 different types of element nodes. You have your gamma, which is, I think, 10k health. You have your beta, which is going to be 25k health. And then you have your alpha, which is this one, where you have 50k health. And the element ups with each tier. I believe your gamma node is going to be 100 element. I believe the beta node will be 250. And I believe alpha is 500 element, if I'm correct. And So you don't want them breaking a node, because the more nodes you have, the closer you can get to that 500. If they break a node, you know you're gonna get a little less, and the more they break, the less you make. So you want to keep as many nodes alive as possible. You could do this solo, but I do recommend you have a team, because they don't come from one direction. They come from all over in a giant circle around you. Now, a OSD is a little different, because there's one central point. In this, there's many different ones to protect. So this, I think you would want a team to do, while a node, I think, once possible solo, you could do, you know, a solo node. So like I said, we're on wave 4 now. You have all these enemies. You just want to kill them, hopefully, quickly. So, you know, sometimes you can get unfortunately stuck with a couple ones not being close enough, or they glitch somewhere in the map, which is, it's Ark, it's completely possible. Another issue you might have is render. So, if possible, I recommend a tech helmet, because it kind of helps you render a little bit, renders a little more. But just know, if you don't have that full hazard suit, you will take damage from wyverns, and those will kill you with their fire breath if you're not careful. So, now you've completed all 5 waves, just like we have. As you can see, it says defense complete. You're going to take whatever creature you have, and or yourself and your pickaxe. I don't have a pick on me. But you take your creature, walk up to your veins, except the main one, and you're going to hit them to get your element. Now, you might, when using a creature, you might get filled up if you're unofficial like we are, and so you'll have to store it into a creature. I like to just type in Ellie, and this gives me all the element I need to deploy in the creature. And then, this is if you're, you know, multiple trimates are doing this. If you're in single player, obviously it's going to be a lot harder to do and whatnot, because now you're doing all this by yourself. But here we are, and I'm just following him, deploying it into our good friend Megatherium over here, who Zaha's on, as Max is the one picking everything up. Gets heavy, I just pick it up, and dump it into the Megatherium. And essentially, you're going to do this for the entire node. As you can see, we already have 300 dust, 100 shards, and 36 raw element, which is 3,000 shards. Oop, there he is. But essentially, you want to try to get every node, because like I said, if you destroy your main node first, you lose all these other nodes, and that would be a complete waste of element. So, you want to make sure you get everything. Otherwise, you're just wasting your own element, and who would want to do that? Alright, let me empty you real quick, just to get a gauge on how much you get from the main node. Yep, go ahead. Yeah, 428 hard, 3k. Yeah. Let's do the math. Let me just type in Ellie. Yeah, 640 hard. Let me look up dust. So you got 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Yeah, I'd round that up to 32 with the shards. So based on that node, doing the math, we got 32,000 dust. Well, 31, like, 900. Or 31,900. So essentially, 32k dust. I think we got maybe 2 to 3,000 element shards and 628 raw, or not raw, element like itself. And that's on an alpha node. So we actually got more than 500. So I think 500 is maybe the least you can get, and then it just goes up with how many nodes spawn with it and how much you can salvage or save. Um, we did that with 3 cartridges, all with roughly 225 base melee with points into melee to level it up. And that's essentially how to do a alpha element node like a pro. Hope you enjoyed. We're gonna try to make some more of these videos. I hope y'all learned something that you needed.